Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Aaronica Cole, and over here, of course, we talk sewing, fun, all of those things, right? It is obviously May. Your girl is 6 days late on talking about Meade May, but here we are. Why are we tardy for the Meade May party? Because we were in Atlanta Frocktails, joy and ecstasy up until Saturday. So it is now Monday, and now your girl is ready to talk about other creative plans. Why? Because I've just been literally preparing for planning and doing all of the things for Frocktails. So let's get into my Meade May plans as well as just etc. 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 I don't want to make it seem like I'm about to get into like the history behind Meade May, how it started, or what other people doing or anything like that. Why? Because I feel like everyone else talks about that, and not saying it doesn't matter to me, but I don't even think that I was really heavy into the maker scene when it became a thing. All I know is that as long as I've been like in this maker community, Meade May has been a thing. And let me tell you something. I'm 1000% on board with any opportunity that I get to celebrate being a maker in May or in any other month, right? Because we've got National Sewing Month in September. Y'all already know I do New Pattern November for November. And if you're like, girl, New Pattern November, what's that? Make sure you check out one of my videos on the playlist for New Pattern November. And then, of course, we've got Meade May. And I love celebrating being a maker. I love making things and all of that jazz. Sign me up. So now on these Instagram streets, I have been seeing the people make pledges about what they were doing, and it's been intense. So I gotta be honest, my plans are not going to be as like robust. I am going to be using Meade May as a way to kind of get my sewing life together. What do I mean? We're going to take a quick gander around what my office currently looks like, because I feel like that'll give you guys a better look at it, right? So first up behind me, we've got a huge pile of fabrics. Also, shout out to that sign that I made for for Atlanta Frocktails, right? That is a huge thing of fabric. Also, right in front of me, literally in my chair that's next to my desk, I've got all of this fabric sitting here. So instead of really focusing on making things, this Meade May, I really want to focus on organizing as well as creating an intentionality behind the things that I would like to make. Now, I said on Instagram, I was like, I really want a fabric sponsor. Someone come and sponsor my life, because there are a lot of times where I feel like I'm like, oh, I want to make insert whatever it is that I want to make. And I'm just like, oh, I just don't have the fabric for it. And I know that a lot of people, unless you're a maker, shout out to my fellow makers, will be like, oh, but you have so much fabric. But sometimes when you're looking to make something so specific, you're just like, I don't have this fabric and I don't know where to get it, or, whatever. So this is one of the things I'm looking to do. In addition to, now I'm not saying that, and I had this conversation, I shared this over on Instagram. I'm not saying that I am ever going to stop business coaching, right? And if you're like, girl, I didn't know that you were a business coach, I am. I specialize in small businesses. I currently mentor them like locally. I also have small business coaching programs, and I love it. I love doing it. But my truth is that I have been really feeling like I want to really be jumping back into being like a full-time content creator pool, right? Again, not that I will not be coaching, because I still am, like just signed a new client. But the things that I advertise, I want them to be more structured. Now, for someone like me, it is hard for me to put all of my eggs in one basket, but I'm putting them all in this creative basket. Like, I'm literally like, yeah, I'm a sewist. And so this month, I want to focus on becoming more together, right? So I know that people are like, but you're already a pattern designer. You already do these things. What I would really like to do is like have a pre-K pause. Shout out to those of you who follow Mr. Williams, okay? But I want to have just like a small pre-K pause. And there are some skills that I would really like to brush up on and just continue to grow with. One of them being my pattern drafting, right? So now I've got a pattern that I created for a little bag. I showed it on, I think I did the reel or the shirt on here, but I've got to create the pattern for that as well as the instructions, that sort of thing. But I'm also in fact, actually, Cashmerette gifted me a like membership to her like sloper school, which I really want to catch up on. And I want to, like, by the end of May, your girl has goals of being an even better pattern designer than what I am right now. And in addition to that, I really want to do a better job with my fabric designs as well. Yes, I have a line of fabrics that is up and they complement my thread collection that I have with Aurifil, and they're up on Spoonflower's website. But I also would really like to do more design work like that, right? I have so many ideas for different patterns and different things like that, different fabrics that I would really love to make come true. But also, I just want to become more proficient in how to make it happen. So if you're like, what does that mean? That means that I would really like to do a better job about creating those repeating patterns, right? Like the seamless repeating patterns is essentially what is used to make fabrics. So I really want to be more proficient. So I feel like Me Made May for me is less about making physical things, but more about becoming a better and more proficient maker, period. So I also went up to, and because I am who I am, like I went up to one more row Woodstock, and they were actually one of our sponsors for Atlanta Frocktails. And I went up there, and I don't know if you guys know this about me, but your girl knits and crochets as well. And it was really cool because Gabby walked me through the store, and it's owned by a mother-daughter duo. She walked me through the store. I told her what I want to make, and she helped me to pick out the appropriate amounts as well as yarn weight for the project that I want to do. So I also want to like kind of, I don't know if I'll be able to finish it this month, but like get kind of started on that as well. So just to kind of recap, because this is not going to be as long as some of my other videos are, as far as my Me Made Make or my Me Made May, like pledge goes, I want to be a more proficient maker. So I am focusing on better organizing my fabrics so that they make sense for the projects that I have coming up. I am going to go ahead and make sure that I am the best designer, pattern designer out there. It's like a lofty goal, I know, but I just want to become a little bit more proficient than what I am now so that I can grade and design easier, as well as making sure that I am learning how to create these seamless patterns for fabric creation, as well as get started on my knitting project. And I'm knitting this really cute tank. It's giving like a little like kind of like side boob, and it comes up. It's real cute, right? So those are some of my goals for Me Made May, and I would love to hear about yours. So make sure that you drop a comment below with what some of your Me Made goals are, and if there's anything that I can do to help you achieve them. All right, friends, that is it. This video is short, sweet, and to the point. But happy Me Made May, and I can't wait to see what you create.